Alright, it is time for another video from Poor Boy Outdoors, and today we're going to be working on this fishing rod from Berkley. And this is a nice fishing rod. This is the Berkley Lightning Rod. I want you to take a good look at it. Look what a nice rod it is. It's so nice. Oh, wait a minute. It's not so nice. Yes, I broke this fishing rod. And I want to give a shout out to Berkley, because I did file this under warranty. I had this rod less than 30 days and broke it. I went to their website, I looked up their warranty. There's some steps that you have to do. And I'll tell you what, even during this virus pandemic, and I know they're short-staffed, they managed to take care of me. I sent in, they require you to send photos and different things and copies of the receipt, which I did, and it took a little while, but they sent me a brand new rod. So today we're going to see if we can take this Berkley Lightning Rod that is broken and put it back together and make it a functioning fishing rod. So let's get started. The first thing I'm going to try, and I don't even know if this is going to work or not, I'm going to get my grinder with a flap disc and see if I can grind this back a little bit. And I know that it's probably, and guys, it is so hot out here, I'm sweating everywhere. I know that it's probably going to want to splinter. It's already split back here about 1/2 inch or so. So I'm going to put some tape on here, some black tape, stretch it real tight, and hopefully it's going to keep that from wanting to splinter some more. I'll do the same thing to this side, something like that right there. What I would like to do is see if I can get this to the point where I can slide this inside of this. And I don't know how far back I'll have to go to make that happen. It's all going to depend on the thickness of this wall. So I'm just going to get started and see where it leads to. Never done this before. Don't even know if it can be done. That is not working as fast as I want it to, and it's kind of feathering out the fibers in this rod. I don't like that, so I'm going to switch this out for a cutting disc. Alright, we've got our cutoff blade on there. We are going to now see if I can cut this off without splintering it. That worked wonderfully well. Let's try it with this side. That one kind of took off with me. I didn't take very much of either side off. I don't think we're anywhere close to this one being able to slide up inside this one, but I got rid of the split on both sides. So now I think I'm gonna have to probably cut this way on down here and maybe cut this one up in here before we can start to get to the point where we can slide one inside the other. So let's move on back and try this again. Not quite there. I may have to come all the way back to here. Let's see. Or may do away with this eye right here. Oh, we're so close. I'm gonna take a screwdriver and just put that in there and just twist it to kind of deburr the center of it. Okay, let's see if that will go in there now. Oh, it did. All right, perfect. Now, here's what we got to do now, I think, if this is going to work. I know that I need this probably to go down in there that far, so maybe 1.5 inches or so. So I'm going to mark it with a piece of tape. That's good. Now, I've got some 5-minute epoxy I'm going to mix up. And I'm going to put a lot of epoxy inside here. And then I'm going to slide this down there and let it dry. If that holds up, then we're gonna go fishing with this. The rod is about probably 6 inches shorter than it was. It was a 7 foot, so it's probably about a 6.5 now. I'll measure it when we get done. But I'm gonna mix up my epoxy and I'll be back. This is a 5-minute epoxy, so we'll have a few minutes to get all of our eyes on the rod turned the same direction, hopefully. Okay. Now this side, I can just roll it in the epoxy. And now I'm going to push it in there. Okay, I've got the eyes lined up. We need to let this set overnight, and then so probably tomorrow we'll go see if we can catch a fish with it. Here we are out here on the pond with our repaired rod, the one that I had broken. And here's our repair. I'll hold it up there where hopefully you can see that. So it turned out okay. It looks decent, but we're going to put it to the test today. See if we can maybe catch a few bass. It did shorten the rod a little further than I thought it did. I thought it was going to be about 6 or 8 inches short, but it actually brought it down to about 10 inches shorter than it was originally. But I think it's still going to be a very usable rod. All right, I've got the lizard on here, and I put my Abu Garcia Pro Max reel on this broken rod. So let's see if we can get a couple bass on it maybe, and I'm going to give it a few tests. If I get hung up or something, I'm going to give it a good yank and see if that splice right there is going to hold or not. It is the dead part of summer. We'll be lucky to even get a bite. It is so hot. It's in the 90s today. Very humid. Sweat's running off my arms. But I love to fish. Don't matter the temperature. Sometimes it don't even matter if the fish are biting. Just love being outdoors. There's one. And he is tangled up in something. I can't tell if he's still there. Oh, I got a stick. I don't know if the fish is still on it or not. I don't think the fish is there. I think I've just got a stick. Yep, no fish. Well, you know, I put a lot of pressure on that to bring that that limb in, and I didn't feel this making any cracking sounds or giving or anything. I think it did real well. So I want to keep on fishing and fish with a little bit more confidence now. This thing, it might hold up. There ought to be one right there, though. I don't think that's a fish. No. Okay, I think I'm kind of hung up there. I don't know if a bluegill took me around the limb or something, but I'm definitely hung up there. A bass could have wrapped me up because I'm rigged weedless, so it should come right over that, whatever it's hung on, but it's not. It is hung up. So what I'm going to do to test this this rod where we've got it spliced right here is I'm going to set the hook into whatever I'm tangled on and see what happens with this splice right here. So let's see what happens. Want to reel up on it. And I broke it in a different place. I set the hook real hard, and I'm surprised. I'm very, very surprised that this rod gave way in a different place. This is how I broke it the first time. I set the hook, and the rod broke. And I was surprised that the line didn't break first. The rod broke first. So now we've mended this rod. I've got 15-pound test line on here again. We got tangled up on a limb over there. Set the hook real hard to test this, and it broke here. So our splice did real well. It held up. The splice held up. It is not weakened at all. But the rod has broken again further up. So I really think that this is a defective rod, because I was surprised that it broke the first time, and I'm very surprised that it broke in a different spot the second time. So Berkley was great with their warranty. This rod came from Walmart. It's a 7-foot medium heavy, 10 to 20 pound line. I love the rod. I love the feel of the rod. I've got 2 more of these. I'll just have to, time will tell. We're still hung up on that log over there. But yeah, it snapped in a different place. But the good news is our splice held up perfectly. So maybe this is a good way to splice broken rods, but possibly this is a defective Berkley rod. I don't know. Berkley, if you see this video, tell me what you think. Okay, so you're out fishing and you break your fishing rod, just like I did. Broke the whole end off of it. You've only got one rod. Do you give up or do you keep fishing? Let's see if we can catch a fish on a broken fishing rod. Just because your rod's broken doesn't mean you got to quit fishing. Well, that was a terrible cast with a 4-foot rod or less. All right, the head of my lizard is all goofed up. So what I usually do is I'll pinch it off, cut it off if I need to. And I'll start over right here. Hey, this is what poor people do, okay? I know all you rich fishermen just throw them away, but hey, I guarantee you the bass is not going to care if a 1/4 inch of the lizard's face is missing. You know, I feel silly fishing with a broken fishing rod. But I bet you guys feel even sillier watching me fishing with a broken fishing rod. Oh, I got a bite right there. Well, I actually hooked him. He's decent, whatever it is. Come on. He's a decent bass. On a broken rod. Decent bass on a broken rod. There we go. Maybe 2 pounds, maybe. On a broken rod. All right. Thank you, Mr. Bass. Don't give up. Keep fishing. Thanks for watching.